Let's return to This Week in America. Here's your host, Rick Bratton.
Welcome back, everybody, coast to coast, This Week in America. Are you an underdog? Does everything seem to go wrong for you? Are you the unluckiest person on the planet? Are you that awkward person who nobody notices or gets noticed for the wrong reason? Well, do you like mystery, suspense, adventure, drama, and humor? Well, Valerie and the Curse of the Diamond Necklace by Bruce Dulany is for you. Put your seatbelt on and follow Valerie and her uncle as they try and break a curse placed on her family over 150 years ago. Bruce has loved writing all of his life, although he never pursued it until recently. He owned and operated several small, successful businesses. He worked in grocery stores, delivered bread to support his family. He even worked part-time at a school where he met many wonderful children. And for fun, he wrote stories for classrooms, including each student as a character. Well, then COVID-19 came and he lost his job. As he stayed home, he began to write more. A friend suggested publishing. Thus, the multiple award-winning Valerie was born. Valerie and the Curse of the Diamond Necklace is a follow-up to that original story, and the author, Bruce Dulany, is our guest on This Week in America. Bruce, welcome to the program. A pleasure to have you with us.
Thank you for having me. It's really nice being here.
What a really amazing story, your background, how you came to write this, and the story itself. This is Valerie and the Curse of the Diamond Necklace. Give me the story behind this book. How did this book come about?
As I've been working with children, volunteering at school children, I often talk with them before we get to work, and a lot of them just feel like the world's against them. So I just through a series of creativity moves, I made up the story. So.
And Valerie. Yeah, Valerie's an award-winning book, multiple award-winning book. This book just out and incredible reviews you're getting, Valerie and the Curse of the Diamond Necklace. Talk about sort of the message here, because these are what middle school kids that you're talking about. Let's describe Valerie. Who is Valerie?
Valerie's just a young lady growing up, struggling to fit into the world, struggling to find her place. She knows what she wants to do in life, but she's kind of ignored by the school because she's not, a famous football player. She's not the model girl. She's not a cheerleader. She just wants to become a nurse. She wants to help people later on, so she's focused on becoming a nurse. And she's kind of mocked for that.
You do such a wonderful job of bringing Valerie alive, and we feel what she's going through. Talk about that, because that's an awkward age anyway, and she was really trying to adjust, wasn't she?
Yes, she's always trying to adjust, and she's a determined young lady, and she's got her little temper. She's not perfect by any means, but she tries, and she's a smart young lady, and she's just trying to fit in and do her thing, and not bother anybody, but.
Well, it's a wonderful story that Bruce tells. And by the way, Dulany is D-U-L-A-N-Y. The book is Valerie and the Curse of the Diamond Necklace. The book is available at Amazon.com, MainspringBooks.com, the publisher of Barnes & Noble, all of those places. Also information at Bruce's website, booksbybrucedulany.com, and all of that on our website, thisweekinamerica.us. With Valerie, it's interesting. You mentioned she's not like the cheerleader, the most popular girl in class. She's not like the great athlete. And you have several of those in the book. Amari, a star athlete, and he acts like it. And most popular girl, Emma, a girl that just moved in and sort of takes that honor. That's really a struggle with Valerie, isn't it, to see these kids that seemingly have it all and are very popular and don't mind showing it off.
Right. No, it's. I think I took a lot of it from my childhood, and I wasn't always the most physically fit person. I was a string bean when I was growing up, and you're just trying to make it through a day in school without being harassed or. Because you're not the top athlete, you're not the greatest, but one day you will have your chance. And everybody has their chance in life. You just got to keep going. You got to keep putting that foot forward.
Well, you talk about that. You say when there are obstacles, you can go over them, you can go around them or under them, but there is no reason to let it stop you. And it sounds like that was sort of your motto growing up as well. You just kept going forward. Very successful career, a successful author now with these 2 books. Was that your motto as you were growing up, whether you knew it or not? You just kept going forward, didn't you?
I've always been a positive person. I try not to let other people get down on me. You know, I always look at the glass being half full instead of half empty. I always like to see the sunshine instead of the clouds. So I've always been like that, you know. And with the kids at school, I always try and be a bucket filler and try and make their day. So it's important to be positive, I think. It makes the world go around better.
Well, and Valerie, like so many of us growing up, she had her stumbles, but she had family and friends there. And that's, I think, an important part of the story with Valerie, that she had that support group there. Talk about the importance of that, friends and family, to keep the young people going in the right direction, and teachers and people like you.
Well, Valerie started off by herself and her uncle. She was very close with her uncle, just like my nieces were. And as she goes along the story, she meets new people, and they develop friendships. And she actually meets a family member, an old family member, who she kind of lost contact with. And there's so many people today that use the word friend very loosely, and when it comes time to being a friend, they're really not there for you. But these group of girls, they all stick together, and they're there for each other when the chips are down, and you know, their uncle's there for them. But I've seen so many people use that word "friend" so loosely, and I often get scorned for that.
Yes.
But
we have Facebook friends, and many of them we really don't even know who they are, or don't know a whole bunch about them, but they fall into that friend category. Bruce Dulany is our guest on the program. His website is booksbybrucedulany.com, Dulany. This book, Valerie and the Curse of the Diamond Necklace. The book is available at Amazon, wherever books are sold, at a link on our website, thisweekinamerica.us. Talk about creating the characters for this book, the second in the series. What went into developing characters? There's even a Mr. Dulany in this book as well.
Yes. well, there's Mr. Dulany, which is me, and there's an Uncle Bruce, which is me. I play, 2 different characters, and they actually meet at one time. People will catch that. When I develop characters, if I have a good connection with somebody, like Taylor, there's a Taylor in there.
Yes.
I know her, and I know a Taylor, and I portray Taylor in the book just like her. I just use her. I know Nicole. Angelica, who's my daughter, her personality is an Angelica. I take all those characters and I put them together and I just make it work.
This is such a wonderful story as it unfolds, and you're caught up in this, as I mentioned, mystery, suspense, adventure, drama, and humor in the book as well. The book is Valerie and the Curse of the Diamond Necklace. Bruce Dulany, the author, our guest on the program, Dulany, his website, booksbybrucedulany.com. Talk about what you hope the takeaway is as people, especially young people and parents as well, read this book. It gives us an insight as parents and grandparents as to what the younger children, the younger adults are going through. What are some of the messages you hope resonate after someone has read this book or read Valerie?
There's a big one is friendship and family. You know, you can lean on people. It's okay to ask for help. It's okay to use people not use people, but to have people help you in life. A lot of people feel like it's too embarrassing to ask for help. I mean, I'm sure you need help. I need help every day, and I'm not afraid to ask. Because on the other hand, if somebody else needs help, I'm there for them. Family is so important. You got to be there for each other.
Well, that is a great message that you have in the book. And so often we think of asking for help of any kind on any level as a sign of weakness, and it's not. And that's, again, a message that resonates in Bruce's book, Valerie and the Curse of the Diamond Necklace, book available Amazon, Barnes & Noble, wherever books are sold. What kind of reaction are you getting to this book?
People are loving it. I've had a lot of people. I go to the senior center where I live, and they're loving it. The kids at the school are loving it. People, I'm really kind of excited because it's kind of scary that people love my work. You know, you know, you're kind of you're your worst critic. You know, so but the people are loving it. I've had a lot of comments about how good it is, and they're curious about the third book coming out. So,
well, I was going to ask you about that without putting any pressure on you, but you've hit home runs with Valerie and the Curse of the Diamond Necklace. Will this series continue?
Yes, it will. I'm actually working on the third book.
Great.
I've changed it around a couple times, but I'm trying to focus. I'm focusing on number 2 right now, but hopefully my goal is by the end of summer to finish it. It's a lot of plots and twists on that one too. I mean, the pressure's on. So.
Well, and that's interesting because this is not just a story about Valerie and the problem she goes through. That's a main part of it as well. But you've got twists and turns. It's not just reading about Valerie. It's all of the different situations. And from a reader standpoint, you have all the elements there that make this a successful book. Mystery, suspense, adventure, all of that. What was that like for you to write this? Did you have all this laid out, outlined before you started, or sort of take the story in the direction it was driving you to as you were writing it?
You know, I write one chapter at a time.
Yes.
I know a lot of the teachers recommend you outline the whole story. Sometimes you have to go back and change things and fix things, and I write one chapter at a time. I try and think of the best possible path to go on. I mean, I know the beginning and I know the end. But what happens in between is whatever happens in this goofy mind of mine is whatever comes out. And if I don't like it, I don't write until I like what I'm going to write. And I have this catch-all that says, don't write. When I'm not happy with my writing, I don't write. And I avoid writing, so and I know right away what that is. I don't like when I write, so I have to change it.
Do the characters speak to you? These characters all seem so real, and in our discussion, they seem like they would be real to you. These are all based on real people and real emotions. Do the characters talk to you during this process?
I have to know a person. I have to know their personality, and I have to. And when I ask somebody if I can use them in a book or in a story, I give them like a 30 question questionnaire, just asking little bits and tits about things about them, just to make sure I get it. But I don't really write anything that if I don't know, it's hard for me to make up. But when I'm writing, I have to see I have to see the. It's like a movie in my mind.
Yes. Yes. I
have to see it. I have to see it happening.
Did you have any problems in writing the book? Were there any things that you paused because you'll stop writing if you really feel uncomfortable? Were there times when you stopped for maybe an extended period while you were dealing with challenges in telling the story?
Not so much in telling the story, but I want to do it the best possible way.
Yes.
And then I think that's when I stopped and I said, "Is there a better way to do this?" Or I go back and have to change something. Or I'm retired, so I'm used to working overnight, so I have the overnights. That's when I do most of my writing is overnight.
Interesting, nice and quiet. Yeah, nice and quiet, and you can focus. Yeah, no, the phone's not ringing, but the phone's not going off. You're not getting any messages of any kind. Yeah. You can sit there and develop your story. Bruce Dulany, our guest, Dulany, book at Amazon, Barnes & Noble, published by MainspringBooks.com. The website for Bruce is booksbybrucedulany.com. All this information on our website, thisweekinamerica.us. As you're writing the book, tell me a little bit about how the story unfolds with the curse of the diamond necklace. The diamond necklace is exciting. Then there's a curse, and they find out the curse has been placed on the family for over 150 years. What, briefly, without giving too much away, what's the story behind the diamond necklace?
Well, it controls the luck. Whoever has the diamond necklace has the luck. Well, as soon as they found it, things changed for Valerie.
So this is something that
somebody took it from her. Somebody took it away from the family, and it changed. It gave the other family the luck for the 150 years.
Well, if you want to see what happens, you'll need to pick up a copy of Valerie and the Curse of the Diamond Necklace. I mentioned the background that you had in the classroom, helping out and writing stories and focusing on each individual member of the class becoming a character. Is that where you get a lot of the sort of your knowledge in developing the stories and the actual kids from real experience and seeing what these young people are going through?
They're all going through something.
Yeah,
and they all like to talk about it. They can't control. There's so much they can't control. But I want to make Valerie a little bit older, so she has some independence, and she didn't need to be babysat. Obviously, Uncle Bruce is me, so I mean, I was easy to put in there what I wanted to do with Valerie. But the challenges of middle school, I think, are a little bit different than. I work mostly with elementary school kids.
Yes.
But they still share, and it's just a matter of them opening up to people. And boy, when you get them talking, they love to talk.
Well, when they have somebody that will listen and sort of understand what it is they're going through, and Mr. Dulany has been able to do that in real life and in the book as well. And middle school is a scary time, and you talk about that, but it can be a fun time as well. And we see all of those aspects evolving in Valerie's life. You mentioned you're working on the third book. Any idea when that might be available?
I started this is the first time I put a date on it. I started it January 8th. I think I'm on chapter 7. So they said by the end of summer, so probably first of the next year, if things go well. The publishing, sometimes it takes a process. It's a long process sometimes.
Well, yeah, after you finish, you think you're finished, and then there are all of these things that need to be taken care of before they're published, and then doing the marketing like this interview and getting the word out there about the book. This is Valerie and the Curse of the Diamond Necklace. This is the second in the series by Bruce Dulany. Valerie was the first one, multiple award-winning book. This one just out and doing exceptionally well. Rave reviews. The book is available at all of the usual places. Bruce, I know this is something that you were interested in and had a teacher encourage you at a young age. You got away from it, and now you're back to it. How much fun is this, going back and reliving sort of this desire to write that you had at a young age, and now go back and actually fulfill that dream?
I've always been a creative person. I don't know. When I worked in the grocery store, there was contests. I always entered the contests, see who can merchandise the best. So, I mean, I got into a sign business for a while. I do birthday signs, and I do things for the school. So creativity is, I love that outlet. I can do it. And then I actually tried writing a couple years ago, and somebody told me, I gave it to somebody, and they told me it was really bad what I wrote.
Wow.
Yeah. So I won't tell you who it was, but it was kind of embarrassing, so I put it down for a while. But then I picked it back up, and then that's where I found that thing in the garage, a journal in the garage with my teacher saying I should become a writer, because I remember when it was journal time, I loved writing. I could write forever. The real world came, and you get your jobs to support your family. Like I said, then when COVID came, I lost my job, so I had time to really write and develop it. And I had a friend tell me, go ahead and send it in, and I did. And the rest is kind of history.
Well, you're doing a remarkable job with this book, and then talking about COVID. The initial book in the series, Valerie. Valerie is a young adult, goes through all of this. Why is this happening? I don't understand this disruption in my life. And you think back about what students had to go through during this period, and some still trying to get caught up from what they missed, not only academically but in life as well because of that. And this book series is so well written, and whoever said you should stop writing, I think they deserve a signed copy of both of your published books. I think you got the last laugh on them, and having the books published and doing so well. And once again, Bruce's motto sort of is when there are obstacles, you can go over them, around them, or under them, but there is no reason to let it stop you. It hasn't stopped Bruce. It hasn't stopped Valerie, and it's something we all need to keep in mind as we struggle with day-to-day life and to accomplish what we hope to accomplish in this life. And Bruce, it's been a pleasure having you on the program. The book and I'm going to go through it one more time. Valerie and the Curse of the Diamond Necklace is the new book by Bruce Dulany, Dulany. Book available at Bruce's website, booksbybrucedulany.com. Great place to check it to see when the third book in the series will be coming out. Also, of course, the usual places, Amazon, Barnes & Noble, all of those. Published by mainspringbooks.com. Bruce, congratulations on the success of this book. A remarkable story that you've begun with Valerie and continue with Valerie and the Curse of the Diamond Necklace. Congratulations on your success, and thank you for being with us on the program.
Thank you.
It has been our pleasure. Bruce Dulany. The book is Valerie and the Curse of the Diamond Necklace. His website, booksbybrucedulany.com. You're listening to This Week in America, and we're back on today's program right after these messages.
This Week in America is online. You can visit our website, thisweekinamerica.us. Scott Pinkerton, Associate Producer of This Week in America. Jay Anderson, Segment Producer. Ben Watson, Webmaster. Otto Bechet, Director of Engineering and TV Production. This Week in America produced and is a trademark of Blue Funk Broadcasting, LLC. For information on all of our guests and to listen to this week's show, our website again at thisweekinamerica.us. And I'm Sean Bratton, Executive Producer of This Week in America.